What's good, everyone? Azorlach recently came out with an update and they dropped Karasu and Otoya, and a lot of people have been asking me, yo, how the fuck do you use Otoya? Now, I did ask that question a lot, and I even went to the Azorlach Discord server to try and get some tips and tricks, for this particular video. But while experimenting with, Otoya, I found out some things that are very, very useful, and I feel like people should know about this if they want to get good with Otoya. Anyway, this video is pretty much going to be just tips and tricks you can use for Otoya so you don't just abysmally lose every single match that you're in. Because there's been like, a lot of times where I've used Otoya and it hasn't gone well. Like the first time I ever used Otoya, I was so confused on what his moves done, especially his second skill, but I found out a way for his second skill to be viable. However, we'll get to that as we go along the moveset down here. Anyway, a quick tip for Otoya's alright, let's get into Otoya's T special because his T step Anyway, let's get into Otoya's T special because his T special is very, very important in his kit. I feel like it's the most important move in his entire kit. But pretty much, you press T, and as the name suggests, you go invisible. There is a very, very easy way to tell when you're going to become invisible when using your T special. Pretty much, when you use the skill, you see the cooldown. The red bar to tell you that you can't use it again. When the cooldown gets to about right under invisible or the invisibility, that's when it turns off. If you get stunned in any way, you are going to become visible. So for example, if Say does his counter where he stuns everyone on the map and goes forward, you will become visible. If there's an ult skill happening and you're in a cutscene, because you're stunned from the cutscene, you'll become visible. So just keep in mind that if someone has ult, it's not really good to use invisibility, because if someone uses an ult skill or a counter or anything like that, and you get stunned in any way, shape or form, you will become visible. Now for Shuriken Shot, right, a lot of people have been asking me, how do I land the because obviously, Shuriken Shot is kind of like a black flash. How do you land the second variant of the skill? Now, a lot of my friends know, a lot of close people know that I like to play JJS a lot. Obviously, not to brag, but I have over 5,000 kills in the game. So, you would expect me to know how to black flash with UG. But if anyone else would play JJS, it's pretty much the same thing. Like Shuriken Shot and UG's black flash is pretty much the same thing. So, quick thing. When your right leg extends all the way back, you just click again. It's literally as simple as that. When your right leg has gone as far away, or like when your right leg is cocked all the way back, you click it again. Kind of like how UG does in JJS. When your arm extends all the way back, you click it again to black flash. The same thing with Otoya's Shuriken Shot. When your leg goes all the way back, you click it again to do the timed variation or the stronger variation of Shuriken Shot. That's the most consistent way to do it as far as I'm aware of. If there's a more consistent way, let me know in the comments down below. Now, a lot of people have been asking as well, how do I use stealthy steps? Now, let me just give you a quick rundown on how stealthy steps work. You need to be close to someone. You need to have someone on the opposing team. You can't use it on someone that's on your own team. You have to have someone on the opposing team. You use it when you're close to someone and you just press it and you get a little dash. Stealthy steps is pretty similar to Shuriken Shot in the sense that you use it twice, but the way that people have been using it, especially in games in Azorlach, have been just, kind of terrible. Most people are using it, obviously, for movement, right? Now, movement with stealthy steps, don't get me wrong, the movement is very, very useful. Like the distance from here, where I am, to the dummy over there, is quite long. It's roughly about 2 squares worth of distance, just by using it twice. But not many people don't know is that stealthy steps is supposed to be used as a ground control variant. You're supposed to catch the ball on the ground. It's supposed to be a skill that you use to catch up to the ball and collect the ball. If you use the second variation of stealthy steps and you manage to catch the ball, you get a little extra dash. That's what stealthy steps is supposed to be used for. Now, the most consistent way to use stealthy steps in terms of dribbling, it's pretty simple. It's also kind of risky because there are 2 ways to dribble with stealthy steps. What you could do is when you're near someone, obviously you can kick the ball away from them, use stealthy steps to catch up to the ball, kick it away, and then use it again to get the extra dash, which, is very, very far away. But that, if I'm being so honest, if you kick it away, 9 times out of 10 when you kick it away to use stealthy steps, most people will be able to just take the ball from you. But anyway, for the second way to use stealthy steps, it's pretty much how you would use Don Lorenzo's horrific intercept with the T special marked on someone. It's pretty much the same premise, but obviously, you know, it's not the same moves. So the most consistent way is you would flick the ball and spam 2. Look how far I went. But as you're dribbling, you can use it as kind of like a way to volley it over someone. And if you spam 2, you just do the second variation of stealthy steps to just walk over them and immediately catch the ball. For tiki-taka style, there's not really that many tips and tricks. However, I am going to do another comparison to Don Lorenzo in terms of tiki-taka style, because tiki-taka style can be used to intercept the ball if someone does a shot, and it also could be used to take away the ball from someone if they're dribbling. So imagine someone's dribbling with the ball, right? They're just moving, you know, they're dribbling with the ball like I am. They're just going upfield, you know, they're just, like, you know, they're dribbling up, right? What you can do with tiki-taka is if the ball is out of their possession and you're very, very close to them, you can use it to instantly pass to a teammate. See, like that. So when someone shoots the ball, you can intercept with tiki-taka and immediately pass it to to a teammate. Now here's a quick tip with tiki-taka. If there's no one in your range and you're trying to use one of the off-the-ball variant charges, then you're just going to shoot it in front of you. So it's very, very, you know, it's very, very situational how useful this can be, because if someone's like, I don't know, like, you know, you catch the ball away from someone, you kick it forward, you can use your first skill and a dash to catch up to it. But that also means you've wasted your shot, and you've also wasted one of your skills that you can use for dribbling. Now with Shadow Step, obviously there's not really much to be said. The only kind of tip that I can say is that it can be used when you don't even have the ball. You can kind of position your camera a little bit to make you go forward as much as possible. You know, as you can see, even I haven't mastered it yet because I'm still doing a little curve, but you know, it's still good to do. Plus the hitbox for this 4 skill is absolutely, you know, it's insane. So use it as a way to catch up to people, use it as a free movement skill, but I would recommend using it as just dribbling. Now with Otoya's ult, Otoya doesn't really have that much versatility in terms of his ult compared to other characters. There's, as far as I'm aware of, there's not any other variant for any other move apart from Center of the World, which is, you know, very, very disappointing, especially since not Corona, what's his name, Karasu, there you go. Especially since Karasu has like multiple variants of his awakening and multiple variants for different moves. It's very, very disappointing to see that Otoya only has Center of the World and that's it. But I will say that Otoya has a very, very good base moveset, which kind of compensates for, you know, the lack of versatility in his awakening. Like, I'm pressing G right now. Like, you cannot ult with the ball unless if someone on the opposing team either has the ball or hasn't got the ball and you just use it. A quick tip for Center of the World, that there is a variant for Center of the World that not a lot of people know about. You can use it to kick the ball away from someone and steal the ball, kind of like how Aiku's move automatically intercepts. However, it kicks the ball away from both of us. So even though I've used it to intercept the ball and take it away from him, it's also taking it away from me and my own teammates. Now the good thing about Center of the World is that you can aim it. So for Otoya's awakening, instead of trying to use Center of the World to just kick it away from someone and just get a free clear of the ball, you could instead go a little bit in front of them or even right next to them and flick your camera last second so you can pass it to your teammate. So if this guy was running away from me, I can dash and then aim and flick towards my teammate. Now as you can see, it didn't go directly to my teammate because Center of the World is a really, really big clear when you use it to take the ball away from the opposing team. But it's still a good pass. It's in his general direction. So if he really wanted to, he could just run back and get it. That should be all the tips so far known to Otoya. If there's any more, comment them down below. And I hope this video was good for all you Otoya mains out there, especially considering the first time I ever used Otoya. Like I said, the second move and multiple other moves did just not make sense to me. So hopefully I've explained it good enough. If you don't want me to record some gameplay of Otoya in public servers, or maybe even try to get Karasu and do some tips on Karasu, do let me know. Anyway, it's been JT, and I'll see you all later.